भारत में 2500 वर्षों से बौद्ध धर्म का वजूद है और देश के हर कोने में बौद्ध परंपरा और संस्कृति फल फूल रही है। लेकिन भारत के टेलीविजन इतिहास में पहली बार नोबल विजडम यानी शराब संगपो के नाम से शुरू हुआ है एक टेलीविजन कार्यक्रम जो भारत की बौद्ध परंपरा और बौद्ध धर्मावलंबियों की ताकत को उजागर करता है। इसी मकसद से पेश है एक और एपिसोड। कार्यक्रम में अगले कुछ दिनों तक आप जानकारी पाएंगे हिमालय क्षेत्र की बेजोड़ पारंपरिक चिकित्सा पद्धति सोआ रिगपा के बारे में।
Normally, doctor will prescribe this precious pill, Rinjin Ribo, according to their diseases, and they never give Rinjin Ribo from the very first time, because we need to go step by step by recommending the food restriction, then behavior restrictions, then comes the medications, and then therapies. So in terms of the medications, and this Rinjin Ribo comes the last option, and if the problem is really serious, doctor also prescribe ordinary medicine along with the Rinjin Ribo, along with the precious pill. Will advise to take alternately, or advise to take once in a 3 days, or once in a 1 week, or 10 days, according to the patient's seriousness of the problem. So this Rinjin Ribo can be taken by a unhealthy person by prescribing by under the prescriptions of the doctor. And this the most important or the most uniqueness of this Rinjin Ribo is that it can be also taken by a healthy person to clear your sensory organs, to rejuvenate your body constituents, to expand your lifespan. So these medicines also can be taken by healthy persons. And if I talk a little bit about how to take this Rinjin Ribo, it's also very important. This precious pill, it's wrapped in a cloth or it's been covered, because it's not recommend to expose to the light. So before, if you're taking medicines, night before that, you should soak that medicines in a hot water with a opaque cup and cover it with leaf, so that in the next early morning, around 4 to 5 in the morning, and just add a little bit of hot water. And it's also recommend to drink a liquid soaked with the prickly ash, I could say. In Tibetan we say that erma. And before taking this precious pill, it is good if you drink a few sip of liquid of the prickly ash. That will liquid will open up all the channels in your body. So after that, take this medicine. And also before you started to take these medicines, what I would recommend is to just recite the medicinal mantra. There's a specific medicinal mantra, and before taking this, just recite this mantra. If you know this mantra by heart, you can recite as much as you can. If you don't know, just read it through at least seven times of this mantra. And after reciting this mantra, just visualize yourself, visualize Medicine Buddha in front of you, and then you can visualize getting a blessing from him, so that if you have a full faith in him, if you have full faith in the Medicine Buddha, then obviously they will have a positive energy from that Medicine Buddha. So this is the one of the step. If possible, it is very it enhances the effectiveness of this precious pill in your body. So after doing this, just take this liquid, then follow with the take medicines, and then also take one and follow up with one little small cup of hot water, and after that take infuse saffron the soup of saffron, drink a few sips, that soup of saffron or the sap of saffron will assist to close the channels. That helps to retain all the medicinals in your body, so it enhances the more effective in your body. So after taking this, just take a rest or just sleep again in a bed at least for 1-2 hours by covering yourself very warm. So to induce a little bit of perspiration is also as a good sign. So this is just a way of taking precious pill.
कैसे दूर हो आपके जीवन की मुश्किलें, कैसे सवरे आपका करियर, कैसे सफल हो आपका हर काम, क्या कहते हैं आपकी किस्मत के सितारे, जानिए सटीक होने वाली बौद्ध भविष्यवाणियां।
Namaste Tashi Dilek. My name is Tenzin Yanki. I'm Tibetan astrologer from Dharamsala, Menzikhang. 6th December, Monday, first day of the 11th lunar month. The elemental combination is earth-water. Good combination, and this brings youthfulness and happiness. Good day to enjoy parties, dressing up and playing games. The day of doing Namgo, so avoid inviting guests at your home. Bumtong or empty ways is at north direction, so avoid all important activities, especially funeral procession, while facing north. Moreover, the Lord of Earth, Asada Simpong, moves from south to north direction during 5 p.m. to till 12 a.m. So, undertaking journey towards that direction would be unfavorable. The day is extremely favorable for people belong to dog and sheep animal sign to raise prayer or lungta flags. 7th December, Tuesday, second day of the 11th lunar month. The elemental combination is earth-fire. Inauspicious combination, and such elements has burning energy to generate suffering. However, the day is not favorable to start any business or to engage in new business assignment. Bumtong or empty ways is at north direction, so avoid all important activities, especially funeral procession, while facing north. The day is not favorable for raising prayer or lungta flags. 8 December, Wednesday, third day of the 11th lunar month. The elemental combination is water and water. This is good combination, and it has energy that strengthens and extends one's life. But avoid surgery and thoracic therapies like moxibustion, bloodletting and golden needle therapies, because Sekse falls on this day. Bhuinamgu is also there, so you should avoid birthday celebration and taking your newborn baby outside for the first time. The day is favorable for people belong to pig, mouse, ox, dragon and dog animal sign. Bumtong or empty ways is at north direction, so avoid all important activities, especially funeral procession, while facing north. Thank you, and see you tomorrow at same time.
Happiness comes from positive emotions, therefore you will rejoice more in doing good things. And if you are somebody who has some understanding of suffering, then because of that understanding, when you see some other people suffering, you will also be able to understand their suffering in a much better way. So therefore, that understanding of suffering of other people will help you develop more compassion towards other sentient beings. So therefore, suffering itself should not be seen as useless thing. It has many advantages, many benefits. And even in our ordinary life, we grow and become better or more matured when we experience, challenges, when we experience difficulties. So if you are not ready to face any challenge, any suffering, any problem, then there's no room for your growth. So when you see in these ways, then you will be able to clearly see that it's really important to understand also suffering. Then, as I said earlier, all conditioned things are impermanent. All conditioned things are. Conditioned thing means anything, as I said, anything that comes into being by depending on causes and conditions. Anything that comes into being by depending on causes and conditions are called conditioned phenomena. So this means that whether it's a negative experience, that also has to come from causes and conditions, because it's a conditioned phenomena. If it is a positive experience, like development of compassion, development of loving kindness, or even the achievement of enlightenment, since that is also a conditioned phenomena, it has to come from its causes and conditions. So it is just like planting a seed, that when it comes to developing all these positive qualities, including the development of enlightenment, you must first identify all the necessary causes and conditions and develop those causes and conditions. The favorable causes and conditions must be cultivated, must be cherished. So therefore you should understand that enlightenment, compassion, loving kindness does not come from without causes. So they have cause, number one. They cannot arise from without cause. Second, the causes must be complete. Just as in the planting of a seed, it has to have many causes. If one of the causes is missing, then it will either not grow or the growth will be incomplete. So all the causes and conditions must be complete. And then the causes and conditions must be also cultivated in an orderly, systematic way. Just like you cook your food. When you cook your food, there are certain food which is easily cooked. There are others which takes more time. So if you throw everything together, it will not be cooked nicely. So you throw those things which are cooked easily, later, and those that are difficult to cook, you throw that, later. So similarly, then also it is important that this is not obstructed by hindering conditions. As I explained yesterday about the growth of the seed, it has to be protected from hail or a storm or too much water, So the obstructions must also be removed. So similarly, in the case of development of one positive emotion, say compassion, it's not enough to have the necessary causes and conditions like loving kindness, equanimity and so forth, but also you have to make sure that the development of compassion is not obstructed by negative antidotes like anger, like impatience. On the one hand, you are talking about developing compassion. On the other hand, you get very angry, become very impatient. Then these are obstructions. So the obstructions also must be removed. So therefore, even if you reflect in terms of the very nature of this word, conditioned phenomena, you can easily understand the whole process of the spiritual path, how this can be developed because of the fact of there being a conditioned phenomena. And similarly, the presence of the past and future lives will also be understood from this reality of conditioned phenomena. Like for example, if you think about whether there is a past life or not, then you think about your mind. My present mind is a conditioned phenomena. Therefore, it must come from its preceding causes and conditions. So preceding causes and conditions means in the past life. So this mind has to have its past life. This human, being has to have its past life. All this can be proved by this reality of being conditioned phenomena, which is dependent on preceding causes and conditions. As I said, nothing can come from nothing. So the present mind, the mind of a little child, has to come from a preceding consciousness. The mind of that little child has many causes and conditions, which are known as cooperative condition or substantial condition. Cooperative condition can be the parents, body and so forth. But the substantial condition has to be another preceding mind, not any physical body. So thereby we prove the existence of past life. If you are able to prove the existence of past life, future life is easy. You apply the same logic. So in this case, like in the case of science, they believe only in something that can be measured, calculated, counted, and can be presented with data, and not beyond it. Therefore, in Buddhism, when we talk about a consciousness, possibilities of consciousness or mind, other than the brain, then the scientists will say, this is not our field. We have no idea what you are talking about. The good thing with the scientists is they will never say that it is not there. They will say, we don't know. It's not our field. But Buddhists believe that there is a thing called consciousness, which can go independent, which can exist independent of the grosser human brain, a kind of energy. So based on the possibilities of transference of that consciousness from this life to the next life, we talk about rebirth.